Hi. Yeah, it's really good to see you again. Yes, you mentioned you wanted to do another sort of observational session. Of course. Yeah. No, I mean, I think the last couple ones that we've done have been really beneficial. Yeah. Right. And you mentioned some, sorry, Bungalow Kitty is like suddenly running all over the place. You mentioned a few things in your text that you wanted me to look at specifically, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking for today's session, I might do generally sort of the same thing that we did in the past, but I would actually like to be sort of taking notes as I'm observing you, if that's okay. Yeah, which is why I've got this sort of like small standing desk next to you. Are you comfortable with that? Yeah, so I'm just going to be typing some notes. I'm going to take a look at your body, take a look at your face, look at the issues that you brought up, and then I'm just going to type some things down. And then it's almost like I'm creating a report while we're doing the session, and then I can just email it to you. Does that sound good? Okay, great. And you are comfortable where you are? Okay, terrific. So really quick, I am actually just going to, do you mind summarizing the points that you made in the text that you sent me? Because I remember you said there's something about on the face that was it, okay. Okay, and you mentioned that there was some issues with the shoulder alignment again, right? Yeah. And how would you describe it? Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then you mentioned there was something with the lower back. That was it. Okay, all right. Yes, we'll take a look at that as well. And you also mentioned something with the hip alignment as well, right? That was the final thing. Okay. So in your words, you mentioned it was okay. Yeah. And you said that the right hip is more. Yeah. Okay. And how did you describe it when you sit down? You feel. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's great. All right. So now I've got in your words the issues that you want us to assess, and then so I'm just going to start by taking a look. I'm going to step back. I'm going to circle around the body. I'm going to take a first round of notes, and then we're going to keep going from there. Okay. Okay. tension with the face. I'm just going to get a little close. Yeah, and so this is just my initial assessment, and I will be, going into each individual area. Okay. So first off with the shoulders. Yeah, and this one is what I noticed back was so I'm just gonna go a little bit more in depth at these shoulders here for a second, okay? Yeah, so your right shoulder to me is looking like I am actually just gonna, so in terms of the neck, okay. And on this side, okay. Okay, so this is, and I know we've worked on shoulder misalignment before, and that was about how many weeks ago now? 3, 4? Yeah, okay. Let me just actually look at the chest in terms of how. so now I'm gonna look at the face again really close. Let's see. Yeah, because we've got and just a little bit of, right, because let me just reference what you mentioned is that there's this issue, right? Okay, and I do see that. Yeah. Let's look there. Yeah. Okay. Because what I'm sort of seeing up there. It's just kind of a okay, all right, that's helpful. So, great, okay. It's just right. Yeah, okay. Actually, let me see how that, in terms of what I was seeing on the neck. Okay. Yeah. Right. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that before. And when did you first start to notice the issue? Yeah, okay, okay. Okay. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about. It's mostly just, that's a little bit unusual right there. And then, yeah, and then in terms of the neck, and then what I was noticing with the shoulder, and then also the shoulder, yeah. All right, so I'm just going to step around and look at the lower back again in terms of, let's see, what did you bring up? You mentioned, look at that. And then use the issue with discomfort. Okay, I'll just step around the body real quick, okay? Okay, so I am just gonna feel the lower back here. And I think this is the issue you were talking about, right? Yeah, I can feel it actually, okay. Oh, you just twinged a little bit, so it's there, okay. All right, so let me step back here for a second. Okay. I press there? Yeah, a little bit, okay. And what about when I press there? There? How about there? Yeah, okay. Not as much there, okay. How about that? Okay. All right. Okay. So let me see back. Press that. That's be helpful in terms of the fixed. Okay. Okay. And actually, that's a nice segue into the hip misalignment that you were talking about. So I'm gonna step back one more time. And are you standing as you normally would stand right now? Yeah. Okay. You're not trying to stand up too straight or adjust yourself in any way. Okay. Okay. So. Just gonna step closer and just look at the feet. Mm-hmm. Let me just. Mm-hmm. I just kind of adjust that. So what I'm seeing is that okay, yeah. So it's almost like, right, okay. You said you've been getting a little bit of pain with the left hip, okay. And when did that start? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna give one final sort of assessment. I'm gonna step back, I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna make sure that I've gotten all the notes that I feel like I need to get, okay? Yeah, and you know, I'm not seeing anything that's majorly of concern as with the previous sessions, but I think little things here and there, you know, that we could work on in future treatments that would be really helpful. Yeah. actually don't know. Okay, all right, I'll make a note of that. Okay. I'm just gonna get out close the face again. So I made a note of that. Okay. And also right here. Okay, so I'm actually just because I missed that earlier. It's not really. And then I should also make a note. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna step around one more time, just make sure I got everything. Okay. I took note of that spot. And this spot. Yeah. Yeah, let me just step back here. Okay. Hi. Okay, so I think basically got everything when it comes to the lower back. But I do want to make a note of lower back and then this hip. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Well, I think I was successfully able to get all the notes down that I wanted. Yeah, and I'm really glad that we did this session because in the past, actually, wait, hold on. There's one more thing I want to do. Yeah, okay. In the past, I've basically just kept all these notes in my head and then I summarize them later in an email, but actually going through it in the treatment itself. Thank you for letting me have a computer, right next to you and typing kind of in your ear. while we were doing this. But that's been incredibly helpful for me because I'm actually getting even more in-depth notes than I would be able to have otherwise. Yeah, so it's really valuable. It's really valuable for me to be able to do this in real time as we're doing a session, right? Yeah. And it feels to me like this is a really thorough write-up of all the things I've observed about your body, excuse me. And I think the email will be helpful, and it'll also be helpful going forward in terms of what different sessions we want to do. Okay? Yeah. Okay. All right, well, it was really great seeing you. Yeah, and I mean, you're looking really good, you know? Everything I saw was just minor stuff that I'm glad you brought to my attention, but it will be very easily addressable in future treatments. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, and I am just gonna... Can you remind me of your email one more time? Okay, yeah. I mean, I've got it. I just wanted to make sure, because I know you've got a couple different Gmails, and sometimes you want me to send it to one, and yeah, okay. And did you want the notes within the body of the email or as an attachment? Okay. Okay. Well, it was really, really great seeing you. Yeah, I'm glad we did another one of these sessions. I always enjoy, you know, sort of these like slow observational sessions. I mean, we get to learn so much about your body. And I think it's really helpful in terms of just our, you know, working relationship that we have and all the different treatments we've done and just getting you to a place of, you know, healing and wholeness and everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'll send this email to you. I mean, what's great about it is that it's done. I can send the email to you right now. Okay. Yeah, so I'll send it in about 5 minutes. And let me know what kind of treatment you might want to do next, okay? After you've read through the notes and given it a think, okay? Okay. Yeah, it was really good seeing you. I'll see you next time. Bye.